I'm Trace.
And I'm Sam.
And we're wearing sunglasses. And this is From Our Perspective. Welcome to From Our Perspective.
Welcome.
How are you doing, bud?
I'm good.
I was going to say it's been a while since we've talked, but it hasn't.
Yeah.
Because, just in case anyone forgot, no one can still really go much anywhere. And me and Sam spend a lot of time chatting still.
That's right. Keep in touch. Keep in touch with your friends.
That's good. But yeah, it's the 75th episode of From Our Perspective. I was not delaying just so I could look up the number.
Yeah, sure. We're 3/4 of the way to 100.
Yeah, we only got 25 more episodes to go.
And then we can die.
And then we can just die. Here's the thing, Sam. We're closer to the 100th episode than we've ever been.
That's true. And you know what? I have some better news.
Yeah?
Next week, we'll be even closer.
Yep.
That's how time works.
That is how time works.
That's how time and numbers work.
I've spent a lot of time recently watching some movies.
Oh, okay. I haven't.
It is the Emmy. It's the season of the Emmys. The Emmys are coming up soon. I don't know exactly when. I don't really care.
When do they happen, though?
When do they happen?
Yeah, when?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll look it up then.
Okay. Well, here's what I do. Whenever it's award season, specifically like with the Oscars, I'll just not watch because I don't care what any of those people have to say. And then after they, I'll look at the live articles saying, like, who won this category and who won that category.
Yeah, because, I mean, the Oscars it's a long thing.
It's long, and people just feel so pompous, and, like these people get up there, like, listening to, I mean, good on Joaquin Phoenix, but listening to him talk, like, just, like, say thanks for your award. Like...
But the cows
are causing global... Here's the thing. Who cares? I do care.
By the way, it is on September 20th, 2020.
Oh, well, they've announced them really early then.
What do you mean?
Well, they already announced, like, all the nominees. I feel like that's pretty early. It's not even August.
I mean, it is August.
Oh, yeah, it is. I've lost all concepts of time.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Just yesterday was the first day I've mixed up what day it is. I've managed to keep all of it straight over the course of the past few months.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to claim that I know. I can typically name the weekday.
You didn't know it was August, so whatever you're going to say is wrong.
The weekday. Typically. There's been a couple of times, I'll probably say 3 to 4 times, where I've been like, oh, I forgot that Monday happened. So I typically keep track of the weekday, and that's mostly because we do a podcast.
Yeah.
The dates, like if it's August, that's what slips me.
Gotcha.
But I've been watching movies. I know the Emmys are for the TV series, but they sometimes do TV movies as well. And I watched an Emmy nomination that was actually really good.
What was it?
It stars Hugh Jackman. Stars Hugh Jackson.
Huge Jackman.
A huge jacked man. I mean, dude.
He is a huge jacked man.
Dude's like 50-something, and he is still hot. I'm not like I'm straight.
And he can sing? What is this? It's not fair.
He can sing. He's ripped. He can act. I'm pretty
He's
sure
got an Australian accent?
Yeah, he's exotic.
What the hell?
What the hell? He was Wolverine. He has adamantium claws in real life. But it was called Bad Education. It's not very funny. I saw it in the comedy section on Hulu. That's kind of another thing I want to talk about. Hulu's comedy section is filled with a lot of movies that aren't funny.
Are they just bad comedies, or are they just not comedies?
They're just like not comedies.
Okay.
Like there are some that are dark comedy. Okay, so Bad Education. I
Yeah.
watched that. Great. I thought it was a great movie. It was in the comedy section when I saw it, and I heard about it because I think he's nominated for an Emmy. But I heard about Bad Education, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. And I was like, there's not a single thing in this movie that's made me laugh.
And I think that could affect your enjoyment of the movie.
That I was expecting it to be a comedy.
Yeah. Because I know when we were about to watch Walk Hard,
Yes.
I asked you, this is a comedy, right? I'm allowed to laugh.
Yeah,
Before-
Walk Hard's a spoof of like musical biopics, specifically about Johnny Cash. And Sam was like, "This is a comedy, right?"
I'm allowed to laugh at the things that happen.
Because it's so overdone. Of course, like it's like so.
I don't think I would have needed permission because I just would have laughed. But
so I was like, "This is not a comedy." It was still really good. And then another comedy, quote unquote, that was supposedly funny.
Saw.
The
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm trying to think of like a really just fucked up, depressing movie, but I can't really think
Schindler's
of it.
List.
Yeah, Schindler's List was on there. Then I watched Saving Private Ryan, which was a comedy movie, and I was like, this is just...
You were rolling.
I was dying.
You were howling and wailing. And
I got shot by a 50 caliber bullet that came through my TV, and I was just dying on the ground. But then, so I was scrolling through comedies again. I watched some actual comedies. I saw A Fish Called Wanda.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's very funny.
There were parts of it where I was like, this is all right. Like it was always a good movie, but nothing really made me laugh. And then almost every time John Cleese was on the screen,
there's something about him. He's so funny.
One of the things that made me laugh that I don't know why I laughed was he, like, at the beginning when they're doing the credits, they show each person. So John Cleese shows up, or John Cleese is doing his job, and it says John Cleese beside him. Jamie Lee Curtis shows up, and it shows her name beside her.
Activia
Kevin
lady.
Kline. Yeah, it says Activia Lady right next to Jamie Lee Curtis. Kevin Kline says Kevin Kline, so on and so forth. Michael Palin. I feel like I had to say them all.
Yes. Excellent job. You remembered all those people's names.
What if I just kept going, like with even the minor characters?
Yeah.
Little Old Lady was played by... And I'm like,
that'd be pretty funny if they did have all the, like...
every single...
Yeah. That seems like something that would happen in, like, a Naked Gun movie.
That probably would, and that's perfect. It's a shame that movies aren't like that anymore. So I saw that movie. It was funny. It does his introduction. He's like a barrister, which is basically a lawyer in England. And there was just... He didn't say anything funny. It was just something about him on screen just made me giggle. Like, I started giggling. It did make me uncomfortable, though, because Jamie Lee Curtis was young. It was like a movie in the 80s.
Yeah.
She's probably like 30. And you could just tell by looking at him, because Monty Python was big in the 70s. Or late 70s, early 80s, kind of.
Yeah.
And he looked old. Like, you could kind of tell that he looked old. He had, like, kind of graying hair. His face was a little wrinkly. And I was like, he is, like, way old. And if you've never seen it, the whole thing kind of is, I'll just say it, like, eventually Jamie Lee Curtis and John Cleese, like, hook up in different ways. And I was like, he just looks old. And she's pretty young and, like, really attractive. And I looked it up, and I was like, he's 50. Like, he is 50 when they were making this movie. I would feel very uncomfortable acting like I was making love to a 50-year-old man. But hey, that's commitment to the role.
I guess that is.
Real quick, the other thing, I was looking through comedies again today, and I saw the Adam Sandler movie Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
I was like, I've heard a lot of good things about this. You know, people talk about it. It's not a comedy like Jack and Jill.
Yeah. Well, is Jack and Jill a comedy?
Supposedly.
I would say Jack and Jill's more of an advertisement than anything, but
Jack and Jill's more of a nightmare than anything.
Exactly.
Anytime Al Pacino walks on screen in that, I start screaming and thinking about the potential that he has wasted since Godfather.
I mean, that's kind of hilarious to see him in that movie.
Dunkachino.
It's funny and not the way they intended it.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because it's embarrassing.
Because I'm watching Al Pacino in Jack and Jill.
To say Dunkachino and try to
Dunkachino.
And try to also fuck Adam Sandler as a woman.
Yes.
But Punch Drunk Love is also not a comedy. It even said it was a dark comedy, so I was like, okay, I'll laugh at that stuff.
You remember that time you told me that Who's Eating Gilbert Grape was a dark comedy?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
You told me that was a dark comedy, and I started watching it, and I was like, "Oh my god, am I friends with a psychopath or something? This is just sad."
If it makes you think I'm a psychopath, that I did laugh at parts of that movie, then I guess I am a psychopath.
No, I didn't really think that, but I was like, I think he's gravely mistaken.
I swore to God that it was in the comedy section on Netflix, or it said
it might have been on Hulu.
It might have been on Hulu. That's the thing. Okay. And there were even movies, real quick, there were even movies that didn't, like on Hulu, it says the title, the runtime, the date it was published, and it says the genres. Mm-hmm. And there were movies that I saw, I was like, that doesn't even say comedy in the genres. Like how, if it says like drama, thriller, or whatever, why is it in the comedy section?
Who knows?
It was weird. Speaking of movies. And genres. As dear fans of this podcast, we would like to extend an offer to you all. Sam and I...
branch, if you will.
An olive branch we're extending. Sam and I are starting a second podcast. Now you say to yourself, yes, thank you all for the applause. Now you say to
yourself, no one listens to this one.
No one listens to this one.
So why make another one?
We don't know.
But why not? Why not?
It's called the elevator pitch. As of the day that this is being that this podcast is being released, it'll come out tomorrow.
Why don't you just say the day it comes out?
August the 4th.
There you go. Now we all know.
We're publishing 3 episodes on the first day, so you have plenty to listen to.
Yeah.
Quick rundown. It's a movie podcast where we randomly generate 2 movie genres into 2 starring actors or actresses, and we make a movie. Try to make a movie. We try to make a movie.
They're always bad. We make bad movies. I don't feel like we say it enough on that podcast that they are horrible movies.
I guess let's let them see for themselves.
I guess so.
So we make 2 movies and we pitch them head to head together, and then we let people decide on how good they are.
Yeah.
So if that sounds interesting to you, if you just want to support us in any way, we would just love for you to check it out when it comes out tomorrow. Of course, just look up the elevator pitch anywhere and it should be out on August the 4th. Leave a rating, leave a review, and let us know how you like it. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop right into it.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about ways to save money.
Yeah.
Whether that be bargain shopping, becoming a cheapskate. It's just ways to save money in any way possible.
When shopping, mostly.
Well, I just looked up. I'll go ahead and say I have 8 ways to be an extreme cheapskate from makingsenseofcents.com. Great title for their website.
Excellent.
It's an older article, but hopefully it works. Here's the first one. This is, again, ways to become an extreme cheapskate. So don't take this to heart if any of this is not good ideas.
Yeah.
Because some of it's not good ideas.
Hold on.
I mean, you will save money by doing the thing.
Decide for yourself what you're willing to put yourself through.
Yeah. Number 1, dumpster dive for free food.
No. No, don't do that.
Wait.
No, don't do that.
I don't know if this really needs any explaining.
You don't know how long it's been there.
What if you camp out?
And watch them dump it in.
Here's the thing. Okay, I worked at a restaurant. Everyone remembers that.
Yeah. The glory days.
The glory days. The good old days. I'm actually wearing a City Barbecue shirt right now because I kept almost all of them. Don't come after me.
Don't at him.
Don't
City
at
Barbecue.
me, City Barbecue. We, at the end of the night, I mean, of course, we would divide the food up.
Y'all would go dumpster diving.
Well, we would. So
all the staff would leave. They'd go dumpster diving.
Yeah, at the end of the night, we'd go. We wouldn't even go to our dumpster. We'd go to like the McDonald's down the road.
Yeah.
No, so we would, of course, there would be food. There's food that it cannot be kept.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot be like reheated and still be good. Like green beans. Green beans can be reheated the next day and still be exactly the same.
And still be green beans.
Macaroni, on the other hand, you can't keep that shit. You can't
Not
keep
so good.
that shit, baby.
And you'd throw it directly into the dumpster.
And then I would go get it later. No, so we would divide it. Yeah, we would divide it amongst ourselves first, but there would always be leftover stuff.
Yeah.
And that would go in separate bags. Like, it wouldn't go in with trash because at the end of the night we had already taken all of our trash out. And that would be like on the top of the dumpster.
Where the rats can get to it.
I don't think we ever had any rats.
I'm not saying they had rats, but it is outside, so the raccoons could get to it.
They could.
They might.
Be
careful.
Just be careful. If you're going to do it, of course.
I feel like that's like the last thing you would want to get out of a dumpster.
Well, here's the other thing. In the current time of a pandemic, I'm also going to say don't do it now. Like, I'm going to recommend... Like, I'm going to stop being funny because I'm so funny all the time.
You're hilarious.
I'm the funniest fucking guy ever.
I'm busting my gut right now.
My gut has been busted.
Just listen to you talk right now.
My bean has been freaked. I would not recommend someone to dumpster dive for food to begin with. Like Sam said, you don't know how long it's been there.
That's nasty.
It is also nasty. The bacteria that could be in the dumpster.
I ain't judging people who have to if you're like that down on your luck.
Yeah, this is like a recommendation.
If you don't have to.
If you don't have to, don't.
Leave it for the people who have to.
Leave it for the people who need it.
Exactly.
Also, like I was going to say, in the pandemic, you just don't know.
You don't know.
Why risk your health or someone else's?
I could have the plague in it.
It could have literally the bubonic plague, and we don't know. I've heard they started to make a comeback. It's like it's like bell bottoms.
Something to do with a squirrel. Oh, a squirrel and bell bottoms.
I did see bell bottoms the other day at a store.
That's insane.
But like legit bell bottoms.
I thought disco was dead.
Sadly, it is. I feel like dumpster diving for free food. If you want to be an extreme cheapskate, that's pretty self-explanatory. But it's real short, so I'll read it. Dumpster diving is when you go around to various dumpsters, homes, and stores and dig around until you find yourself treasure. A few people on the show... Oh, so it's talking about the show Extreme Cheapskates.
They actually do that. They let people record them while they do that. That's actually insane.
That's an insane person. A few people on the show have made full meals for their guests.
Okay. Hold on.
All
Let
from
me
their
level with
dumpster
you
food.
guys. You can eat food out of a dumpster.
All you want.
But
It's a free country.
You cannot feed other people dumpster food and not tell them.
Yeah, at least without telling. If you were to tell someone and they say, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Mid first bite, you should tell them and watch their face.
After they've eaten the whole plate.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? The dumpster out
That
back
was really
of Walmart.
good. Where did you get your ingredients? Oh, I dug them out of the Walmart dumpster.
I dug them out of the trash.
There was some slime next to them. I was fine with it, though. I scooped it off. It was good.
I know that some people dumpster dive and that you might be able to find some good things. However, dumpster diving isn't for me, says whoever wrote this article. What's your thing? What's your first thing?
Okay. I've got ways to be on a budget and grocery shop.
Okay.
More
So mine's a little bit...
25 budget grocery shopping tips to save money.
Yeah, mine's a little bit more extreme. Yours is like for the average person.
Yeah, this is actually going to be really helpful, I feel like.
Mine is not.
Yeah, because I can tell by your first suggestion.
Lots of trash I'm already seeing.
First one. So it's broken into subsections, and I'll hit like a couple from each one.
Okay.
How to make wise grocery shopping choices.
Mm-hmm.
First tip, shop on a full stomach. You'll buy less snacks and or things you don't usually buy, and only buy groceries, not gifts and all the extra stuff at the grocery store.
That's true. I have
feel
heard
like that's
before.
a good tip.
Well, I have heard before to never shop on an empty stomach because you'll see something that you're like, oh, that looks
You'll
good.
see the 25-gallon tub of ice cream and say,
You'll
I
see
need
the
all of
you'll
that.
see the literally 2 metric tons of chocolate pudding, and you say, "I'll need that for home.
I need the ton of pudding.
I need."
I said
pudding.
when I left, I need a ton of pudding, and here it is.
And here's a literal metric ton of pudding.
Number 2, go armed with a list and stick to it, especially if your kids are helping. And it's got that in quotes.
Or helping.
Yeah,
That's like when they
getting
like
in the way.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
that means.
I typically like when I shop, like you know, the one time when I was watching my house and you came over, and I was like, I'm gonna go get snacks and stuff. I write lists because
I also write lists.
Because not only do I forget what I need, but it helps me remember things that I'm wanting at the house. And I will change like the list. I'll substitute or I'll get something that I haven't seen or that I didn't see or didn't think of before. So lists are good.
Yeah, I usually write a list, and so the masks are required. So
Yeah.
And I have a big beard, so it kind of pushes the mask up sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of higher up on my face. So I
get
can't
that.
So I have to hold my list up, and I feel like a complete and total idiot trying to read it. I'm standing there with my cart, and I'm holding it up in the air, looking at it.
I will say, I mean, to me, like masks aren't that bad. Especially if I'm wearing them to protect other people, just in case I'm sick and I don't know.
I'm not complaining about the mask. I'm just saying I look like an idiot.
I didn't think you were. But the beard thing that happens with me too. Mm-hmm. My beard isn't as big, but you know, having the beard on your face at all.
Yeah.
So that fucking sucks.
How about that? That sucks.
That sucks. The other thing is glasses.
Mm-hmm. I've heard about this.
Glasses
fogs them up.
fog up real bad. And it just gets so like you can't take your mask off.
Yeah.
So you have to take your glasses off if it starts to get too bad, if you can't fix it.
So now it's a game of put your glasses on, read your list, take them off.
Yeah.
And it's all this madness. What's your next tip?
Dig through trash cans to find free refill cups and bags. I said
That's the
lots of
same
trash.
fucking thing as the last one.
It is. This one talks about an episode where a husband took his wife to the movie theater. He dug through the trash at the theater in order to find a cup and a bag of popcorn so he could get free refills while they were there. I think he cleaned both items, but this was too much for the person who wrote the article, apparently.
I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you're that upset about the price of movie theater drinks and popcorn, just don't
sneak some in. I'm
well,
just
don't
gonna be
buy
honest.
them.
You get a bottle at the gas station. You get like 2 bottles of whatever drink you like. Slip them in your coat.
Or if you go to, like my grandpa does this. He loves going to movie theaters. He's been beside himself since they've been closed. But he, especially if the movie theater allows this, he will once buy a cup. And if they allow free refills, he'll take it back. And it's like a plastic cup, one of the promotional cups.
Yeah, it's got like Star Wars on the side or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's one that has he's had it for so long, I think it has like the Transformers on it.
Oh, I thought you meant he gets a different one each time. No, he brings it with him?
He brings it back with him.
That's
so
great.
He's not, I don't even know if they charge him at all, but he's definitely not being charged.
I'll hit you with this.
Yeah.
That's smarter than what your website's suggesting.
Well, yeah. I mean, you are spending money, but especially if you go to the movies a lot, which if you're a cheapskate, don't go to the movies at all.
Yeah. There's Netflix.
Well, that's...
there's pirating movies. How about that?
That's cheap.
It is illegal, though.
It is. Though...
You wouldn't download a car.
I would if I could. If you go to the movies a lot, that's the best thing to do, especially if the movie theater allows it. If they don't say you can bring this back, then they probably won't let you. And then, maybe just buy medium.
Or punch the guy. Punch the guy who says you can't.
Or literally drag him to the bathroom and give him a swirly like the nerd he is.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your next one?
My next one. I'm going to hop down to the next subcategory.
Okay.
Plan ahead to save money on food and grocery shopping.
Okay.
Plan meals so that you have leftovers for lunch the next day, or freeze leftovers for a quick meal another day, or later that evening. I added the or later that evening because that's what I do.
I don't typically...
Because I'm a slob.
Well, here's the thing.
And I eat everything.
I don't like leftovers.
What do you mean?
Hold
on. Are you an American?
Well, here's the big thing. I never really have leftovers. Whenever I go somewhere, I eat all of my food.
Well, that's why you order stuff to go. Then that's manufactured leftovers.
Well, yeah, there's just something about especially going to a restaurant,
Well, you go to Olive Garden. You eat your food, even if you eat all of it.
You eat... Wait. This is how you game the system.
Okay, let's hear
2 free meals. You get the unlimited super salad.
I don't think they'll let you do what you're thinking.
You just eat soup and salad. When they bring out your food, you say, oh, man, I filled up on breadsticks, soup, and salad. Can I just get a box? And then you take that home. That way you got 2 free meals or a free meal out of buying one.
Yeah, or just eat a little bit of your main meal.
Well,
that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Well, here's the thing. What the fuck are they going to do if
they're gonna
you eat
take you into
crazy amounts of soup and salad, but you still pay
they're going to cut you off?
No,
they're going to say, sir, you have had too much.
They take you out back and put a bullet in your head. At Olive Garden, your family, unless you try to fuck with us.
That's how family works.
That's how family works. My family tries to fuck with me, I kill them. But yeah, that's a good... Go to Olive Garden more. You get 2 meals for 1.
I think I would just end up eating the thing that came out for me.
Yeah, no, probably. I mean, again, I typically never leave. I don't leave. I don't have leftovers.
You don't leave
typically.
Olive Garden. You stay there.
I don't. I literally just fucking bring. I bring a sleeping bag to Olive Garden.
There's some things on the wall that are in the correct orientation that I can climb it and get into the ceiling area. Like I can push one of the panels.
Yeah,
out.
you know how like
and
sometimes
I have a little sleeping bag set up there, and that's where I live.
Yeah, how like
I live
sometimes
in the ceiling of the Olive Garden.
You'll see a wasp outside and it just like disappears into a wall or
it
into
crawls into a crack, and you're like, where does that even lead?
That's what I do.
You've like flattened yourself against the wall, and you like slide into a crack.
Yeah. And then,
that might be one of the most horrifying things ever if I saw that happen in real life.
Well, no, it's like, you know how like cats can typically like
squeeze they can squeeze into cracks.
Well, they can squeeze into things that are much smaller than them.
I would have gone with an octopus because they can squeeze into any hole that's bigger than their beak.
Oh. Any hole?
Yeah.
And I'm moving on.
You nasty.
I am a little nasty.
You nasty boy.
Did you have anything else for that or no?
Just like stock up on things, but watch out for expiration dates. Clean out your fridge often so that you don't like think you have things when you don't. And
my grandma is the type who thinks that the fridge will keep everything like way past the expiration date. You're like, this is forever old. And
yeah, well, it's like you think you have like lettuce, or like in the case my mom told me about earlier. We had gotten broccoli for some reason. I think I was about to start a diet, and I'd never ate it, but she hadn't checked it, and she said it was like goop almost.
Ew.
It was that bad. It was horrible, she said.
And she said, and then your dad came in and he was like, it's been in the fridge. It'll keep.
He goes, oh, excuse me. It didn't mean to rip one that bad.
He thought it because it would smell like a nasty
because it
fart.
smelled like one of his nasty farts.
Yeah, his signature. Your dad's signature nasty farts.
That smells like rotting broccoli.
Rotting organic material.
It smells like compost.
Speaking of rotting organic material.
Whatever you're about to say is bad.
Go to the bathroom in a jar or bottle instead of using a toilet.
What the actual fuck? What the hell is that advice? No.
There was one episode where a woman had a working toilet but wanted to save water. In order to save water, she had a jar next to her toilet that she would use the bathroom in. There was another episode where a guy only flushed his toilet once a week. It didn't matter what happened in his bathroom. He waited one entire week to flush it.
And that's not worth it. The amount of money you save on that is not worth smelling shit for a week.
Okay, let me see. What would I look? Like,
I don't know. What is the cost of a toilet flush? Probably less than a penny, if I had to guess, or something like that.
So I just looked up average cost of toilet flush. $24 per person per year. So that's $2 a month, right? I did the math right there.
Yes, that would be right. And then there's how many weeks in a month?
6.
4? 3?
So
they're not 6 weeks. They're not 6 weeks in a month.
Well, I just did like on average 30 days. That's like 6 cents.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant there was 6 weeks in a month. I was like, Trace.
No,
not correct.
I started to say 6 cents.
Yes.
So 6 cents a day for toilet flushies.
Yeah.
And that's just on average. Some people go more, some people go less, of course.
Okay, so here, I'll ask the question. Is saving, so he didn't flush the toilet.
So let's just say every year. So saving, okay. So we'll calculate his lifetime. So he probably started paying a water bill. Let's just roughly say at 20 years old. Let's say he moved out at 20. May not be the case.
Okay.
Let's say he did that every year for, let's just say, average lifespan, a good, I don't know, 6. Like with
his habits, he's probably gonna make to like 70.
Let's say,
at best.
I was gonna say 80.
70.
We'll do 75. Meet right in the middle.
Okay. I think that's the actual average life expectancy.
That's $1,000. That's only like $2,000 for your life. Like you saved $2,000 for your life.
But he didn't just cut all toilet. He still flushed it.
Once.
Weekly.
Okay.
Weekly. So, okay, it's 6 cents a day, right?
Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ.
So what's a week? So 6 times 7 is...
You guys listen to that new episode of From Our Perspective? They calculated...
Where they did math?
They calculated toilet flushing. Okay, so
this is important to me, damn it.
So let's say 6 cents a day, 4 times a month. So that's 24...
That's 42 cents a week.
Wait. What?
Are we going about this differently?
He flushed it once a week.
Yes.
So it was, what, 6 cents?
So then we should subtract 6 from that. He is saving 36 cents a week. There are 52 weeks. Okay, watch this. Do that. We do 6 times 7. That's how many cents you would pay to flush your toilet every day in a week, right?
Yeah.
So he only did it once. So we would take 6 off that. And then 36 cents is how much that he saved each week. There are 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah.
55 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then... So 102,000 cents, which isn't helpful. We need to convert that.
102,000 cents.
Now, if you divided that by 100, that would give you dollars, right?
So he's
$1,000.
Okay.
$1,000. Is $1,000 over the course of your entire life worth smelling shit in your bathroom 6 days of the week? Okay, I feel like we've taken way too long on this.
Who knows? Regardless, he has saved not enough. Here's the thing: it's not worth it.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
We just proved that it's not worth it.
Well, it's not like literally on average.
There's so many more important things you could be funneling your energy into to save money.
Barely $2,000, or not even $2,000 for a lifetime of flushies.
Yeah, and then your bathroom is a horrible nightmare. Also, don't forget about that downside.
That is a downside.
Okay.
What's your next thing?
Now? Is it mine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hop over to my other one.
Okay.
9 tips to drive down the price of just about anything. So this is how to haggle people.
Okay. So, give me the first tip on haggling.
First one, be discreet. Don't start bargaining with a salesperson in front of a large group of other shoppers.
Hey, you got that good shit. You got that good shit.
Sir, this is a Wendy's? What are you talking about?
You throwing a Frosty for me?
Hey, bro, you want to throw in a Frosty? I'll make it worth your while. What are you offering?
Yeah, we'll get it done real quick.
We'll get it done real quick, baby. Don't call me baby. I'm 17 and I work at Wendy's. Please leave me alone.
That is extremely not discreet.
Well, it's discreet because he's whispering.
Okay, I guess that's true. If the other shoppers hear you getting a deal, they'll want one too. A salesperson will be less likely to negotiate with you if they know they're going to have to give the same deal to 10 other shoppers.
Wait.
What?
Is this like what? Where do you go that you're bargaining?
Like a market, like a farmer's market, I would guess.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like, what? Who the fuck? Like, imagine walking up to a Walmart employee and being like, I see your pizza rolls are $4. I'll give you.
I'm buying these pizza rolls and a pizza pan. Can I just get a deal on this?
Can you give me the pizza rolls?
You just cut the price a little bit. I'm having a rough time. I'm having a rough go at it.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. Okay, so you're at a farmer's market and you say, "Can I get these pizza rolls for $3 instead?"
I don't think they're selling pizza rolls at farmers markets.
No, they're organic.
Irrelevant. What?
They're organic pizza rolls.
I guess so.
Okay.
What's your next one?
Take extra condiments from restaurants. I'll just kind of... Here's the thing.
Is that worth it?
I'm going to rattle off, like, the next three quickly.
Let's hit all these horrible advice.
I'm going to hit them all because I want to make sure that everyone
And I'll just give you,
these.
like, my reaction. My gut reaction to it.
Okay, take extra condiments. That's not bad. Like, just saying, like...
I mean, it's not bad, but, like, how much does a bottle of ketchup really cost?
Here's the thing. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I love the Chick-fil-A sauce. I love Chick-fil-A also. I love Chick-fil-A sauce. I'll sometimes ask for extra. Like, I'll be like, I know how many I need. I probably need, like, 3 little packets.
You lean out of the window and you go, hey, listen, if you could just throw in, like, a few extra.
I'll make it worth your time.
We'll get it done real quick. Just outside.
Just meet me out back.
I'm sorry for making anyone uncomfortable.
I'm not.
Damn. Okay, next one.
Well, I know I need like 3. 2 for my fries, 1 for my sandwich. Sometimes though, just so I have Chick-fil-A sauce, I'll be like, can you
for your dark deeds.
For my dark deeds. I'll say, can you give me like 4 or 5? And then that way I know I'm at least getting 1 to 2 that I can save.
For when? When do you use them though?
Never.
There.
Sometimes just... Well, here's the thing.
There.
Sometimes,
no. There's no more.
No, listen.
That's it.
Listen,
bad advice.
Listen, no. Sometimes I'm just like, maybe
Sometimes
I could use a little extra sauce on my sandwich. And I'll use it. Or maybe I'll like go too hard in on the sauce with my fries and I'll be like, damn it. Here's the thing. Regardless.
So you don't end up using it later.
No. That's the plan when I ask for extra.
But then you just end up using more.
Then I'm like, do I really want to
have more?
Well, here's the thing. I'm like, do I really want to put my Chick-fil-A sauce in like a drawer or in the fridge?
This is the opposite of rattling through them, I would like to say.
Bring your own food to a restaurant.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
No, that's the best power move.
I mean, that is. My friend Nathan was describing that his mom and brother used to like get Taco Bell when they went to like a hibachi grill or something, and they would bring it in with them.
That is such a fucking power move. It's even more of a power move when you're alone. Like when you're not with a party of people, because when you're with a party, I've had people do it before.
That's not a power move. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
No.
Listen.
Listen.
What is the scenario you're painting?
Listen.
Tell me.
I'll
listen, and then I'll tell you you're wrong.
When you come in with a party of people, and let's say just like hypothetically, you're carrying a sack of McDonald's or Taco Bell, just to keep it on track with what we're doing. Someone could rightfully assume that person may have an allergy. They may not like the food that everyone else is eating. But everyone else wants it, so they're eating there.
I think I already see where you're going with this.
If you were to walk into a restaurant and say table, they're like, how many? And you go 1.
Table for 1. You look them dead in the eyes.
I'll have a table for 1. And you walk into this Applebee's and you have a Chili's to go in a bag. And you sit down and they try to give you a menu and say, I don't need that.
Why would you ever do this?
It's a power move.
Why not just eat at Chili's?
I don't know. I don't really know what this person did but isn't that a power move though? I get that it's not like it's
the suggestion is what you set up in the first one. So you can go out with friends, but you get to eat McDonald's, which is cheap.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like when people... So I think it says bring your own food. So I think... Oh, wait, what? This person brought food and then asked the restaurant to cook it for them.
What?
In one episode,
That's-
someone brought in
that's
their
the
own food
craziest
for the
thing I've
restaurant to
ever
cook.
heard.
That's even more a power move.
Okay, I'll give you that. That is a power move.
Cook this.
You come in, you've got raw chicken and some like vegetables and stuff.
No,
You're like,
no, you go.
cook this for me.
You walk into Olive Garden, you hand them a bag from McDonald's, and you say, "I want chicken parmesan." And they open the
That
bag.
is not
and it's,
what they did.
No. It says it was just rice, but she asked the waiter to heat it up for her.
Well, that's not cooking.
Well, yeah. I guess it's preparing.
Anyway, what's your next one?
Eat leftover food when at a restaurant. This one kind of makes me sick. This is where a cheapskate will eat what is left on a stranger's plate.
What?
Then they will wait until you're done and then ask for whatever is left. If someone were to do that to me, I don't like leftovers. If someone were to go, I see you're done eating. Do you mind if I eat that? I would say
no.
I would say no, and then watch as the waiter threw it away. I'd say, no, you don't get this.
I would call the waiter over and say, "Can you throw this away?"
Can you bring a garbage can out to me so I can throw it away while looking at this insane person?
Well, I mean, if they don't care.
But You
were saying to dig food out of a dumpster.
I wasn't saying.
You were arguing in favor of it.
I wasn't playing. I was playing along with the article. I would never do any of this. I hate you. I hate your guts. I would never do any of this.
Okay.
Especially this. To walk up to someone and say,
"No, I would rather be killed than do this."
Hey, buddy, are you done eating that food? That burger looks just so fucking good.
I can make it worth your while.
I can make it worth your fucking while.
I have a problem eating food that someone, like if my family's like, try this, I'm like, okay, and it still kind of weirds me out.
Okay.
Especially if they're like, try this burger, and I'm like, okay. That they've already taken a bite of.
You just bite the other side.
Well, then I just feel weird.
What do you mean?
Well, because then they have like a burger that's been eaten. They're like eating the middle of a burger. They don't get the other end. You know me. I'm weird about specific things.
Apparently.
I typically say
What's
no
your next
anyway. Eat roadkill.
Is that...
That is the next one.
You're joking, right?
No, that's the next one.
Trace. I've seen roadkill. I've looked at it.
Yeah?
Not very tasty looking, is how I'll put it.
You've never seen like a deer that's been rotting on the side of the road?
I've never seen that like mush in the middle of the road and thought, that looks yummy.
I bet I could
Give me some of that.
I bet I could make a good stew out of that.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Off of that kitty cat bone. Last one is wear dead people's clothing.
It's not a bad idea, but I think if you're like you're seeking out dead people clothes, I feel like there's like
you're
gonna get some sort of curse.
Yeah, well, it's like that, the whole Native American burial ground thing.
Exactly.
Like, the original Poltergeist movie.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: shopping at Goodwill. Shop at Goodwill. That's a good way. You'll
accidentally get plenty of dead people clothes.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know if those are dead people clothes.
You could assume they're all dead people clothes.
If you do want to become if you're into that, if you do want to save money, shop at Goodwill. You can find some pretty nice.
That is a great advice. And if you have a theater, go to Goodwill.
Go to Goodwill. Like you can find like nice suits for like $7.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
But yeah, I think we're at time, right?
I think so.
Do you want to read one more quick one since I just rattled off a bunch of things? I'll let you read like one or two more.
Yeah, let me pick one that's real good for my bargaining.
Okay, give us one more good one.
Give them an incentive to bargain with you.
Okay.
We'll get it done real quick. I'll make it worth your while.
I'll make it
If you're buying a car at a dealership, tell them you're planning on bringing your car back to them for repairs. even if I'm adding this, even if you're not, I guess is the implication. If you're at a mom and pop hardware store, tell them you always try to support local businesses when you can. Merchants will be more likely to offer you a better price if they have a reason to. The implications are that you don't do these things the way it sounds.
Yeah, no.
Just
that's
lie
exactly. Well, here's the thing. If I owned a mom and pop shop and someone was like, I try to support local business.
I'd be like, you're bullshitting.
Shut up. Well, no, I wouldn't. They'd be like, okay, so how much is this drill now? And I'd say it's still $20. Like, I don't.
But I support local businesses.
Yeah. Then
That's
support
super cool.
me
by paying full price.
Support me then. Don't ask for less.
I can cut my prices.
Well, it's like those people, it's like the Instagram influencers who are like, I'm an influencer, so can you give me my meal for free? I'll give you a shout out.
I don't know if you know who you're talking to right now.
I don't know if you know who I'm talking. If you know who you're talking to, I have 1,000 followers on Instagram.
I have a podcast that maybe like 8 people listen to consistently,
regularly. And at least one of them is my mommy.
It's my mommy.
puts on shades.
Number 4, real quick.
Okay.
Ask open-ended questions. It's easy to say no if someone asks, "Can I get this for 15% off?" It's not so easy to say no if someone says, "I'll kill your family if you don't." I made that up. That's not what the website says.
Of course.
It's not so easy to say no if someone says, "I really love this 60-inch TV and it would fit perfectly in my bedroom, but it's a little out of my budget. Is there any way you could help me?"
It's still pretty easy to say no to.
Yeah, because
is there any way you could help me?
60-inch TV?
Is there any way you could help me? No, I can't.
Can you help me? Can you help me carry it to the car then?
Yeah, if you want that help, then yeah, I'll help you do that. But
give them the opportunity to expound or elaborate, not cut you off.
Yeah.
Show your intelligence.
The moment someone were to start to say, it's a little out of my price range, then I'd go, okay, we have cheaper ones right over there.
But this one says show your intelligence. So they're like, no. And you're just like, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And they're like, fuck.
And then they come.
And then they say, take it. Just take it. You're so smart.
TV. You're so smart.
You're so smart. Have our TV.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Those are pretty good bargaining tips, I guess.
Wait, hold on. There's one more that I have to hit.
More.
Use silence. Yes, periods of silence in a conversation can be awkward, but when it comes to negotiating, silence is a great tool. If you resist the urge to fill it, the seller just might say yes to your offer in hopes of avoiding the silence. So just stand there. This 60-inch TV would really work in my space. Okay.
We did have to talk it eventually.
Yeah, I actually checked my Skype just now to make sure you hadn't disconnected. Because I didn't have it open. That's how to get bargains, though. I had to check again.
That one's really good. That last one.
It's a power move.
It is. That's a power move.
You ask them to cook your food for you, and then you stand there. And they're like, what do you mean? You silently place the ingredients on the table in front of you.
Give me ratatouille. Okay.
What happened today?
Today in history. Today is, of course, August. It is August. The 3rd.
Yes.
Today in history in 1936, American sprinter Jesse Owens wins the 100-meter 10.3 seconds in front of Adolf Hitler in a famous race at the Berlin Olympics. First of 4 gold medals at the Games. I'm going to
say a controversial statement.
Yeah.
Screw Adolf Hitler.
The fact that you just implied that was controversial...
No, I'm not. I was a joke.
No. I'm kidding. Yeah. Fuck Hitler, am I right? What a nasty man. And there's something so important about this. Was this the first time that, like, I really don't know. Was it the first time that the U.S. had sent, like, an African American to the Olympics?
I mean, there's a chance. I don't know.
Probably, since it's 1936. It is important because Hitler was just a very overt racist person.
Yeah, he's
That-
very upset about this.
Jesse Owens, of course, is African American.
Yes.
So that's very important. Good for him,
Got the
And
gold.
good-
That's
and
another
good-
thing to acknowledge.
Got the gold and got
Good
it
job.
got it for America. But yeah. One thing that not a lot of people know is that Jesse Owens got, at the beginning of the first Captain America movie,
Yeah.
they put
Oh, he got the super soldier
he
serum.
got the super soldier serum.
Okay.
And he said, but they just like put it in his legs. They didn't do it because in Captain America they like, did it in his chest or something.
Yeah, and he's
got
got
real
those big old
buff.
pecs.
So like a lot of people don't know that most pictures of Jesse Owens, they're just from the waist up, and he just
Okay.
kind of looks like a normal dude. But if you see like him standing foot to head,
He's a centaur.
His legs, yeah, he's actually a centaur.
That would explain why he'd be fast.
He would be pretty quick.
What about his legs, though?
But he was just like, how runners are lean.
Yeah.
They're not like buff. His legs looked like a bodybuilder's legs.
Like he could kick your head off.
They were, sometimes people say like the guy had tree trunks for legs. This dude, Jesse Owens, literally had tree trunks for legs.
Like
But also,
literally.
like literally.
Like bark and everything.
That's what makes it more impressive because it's hard to run with tree trunks for legs.
Exactly. I don't know if that's entirely true.
No.
But here's something that is.
Mm-hmm.
He did just do it in front of just Hitler. Like no one else was there.
He wasn't even racing against anyone.
Yeah.
It was
He was just-
it was a completely empty stadium.
And
he said-
Hitler was standing he wasn't even in the front row. He was like kind of in the middle.
Well, no,
section.
he was like, there was like there's like a platform like way up top that like just him stood at.
So he's standing there and Jesse Owens runs around and then he finishes really quickly and Hitler just goes, "Boo.
Boo. Who said that?
Boo." Who did that? It wasn't
Who did
me.
that? I was gonna say like you just hear like he crosses the finish line in 10.3 seconds and you just hear, "Mein Gott, he is so quick,
So fast.
he is so fast. That is so
It's like
impressive."
Volkswagen.
But yeah, congrats to Jesse Owens. What an American hero.
And screw Hitler.
And fuck Hitler. I just want to make sure everyone knows, From Our Perspective is an anti-Hitler podcast. There may be other podcasts that aren't, but we are. And we'll kick it over to Sam's Holiday Corner.
Yeah, it's August 3rd, like Trey said. And today, ladies and gentlemen, is Grab Some Nuts Day.
Oh, yeah.
Today is for grabbing nuts. Those mostly edible, one-seeded fruits that are covered with hard shells as they grow. They're often eaten as snacks, being raw or roasted, and may be plain, salted, or seasoned. They're used to make many kinds of butter, pressed into oils, and used in countless recipes.
I'm so pissed.
Who doesn't love nuts?
I'm so pissed, Sam.
Oh, you want it to be like people nuts.
Like my nuts. Like I could
Grab
just
a
be,
hold of your nuts.
I'll like walk
it
into
could be,
Walmart
right?
with my hand on my Johnson and be like, and I'll be like, "What are
Well,
you
that's
doing?"
not your nuts.
Okay, fair enough. I'll walk into Walmart with my hands on my nuts, and they'll be like, "What are you doing, Trace? You wild card. We might have to ask you to leave." And I'll say,
You kooky character.
I wag my finger at them back and forth, and I go, Did you check what today is?
You hold
And
up
then
a calendar.
The guy who stops me. Yeah, I hold up a calendar and he looks and printed
In
on
horror.
the calendar. It wasn't even I wrote it. It was printed on the calendar like they do for other holidays.
Grab
Just
some nuts day.
grab some nuts day, and he goes, "That was today," and then he just like quickly grabs his crotch.
Yeah. You almost forgot, you say.
You almost forgot, and I put on my shades, and I keep walking through Walmart with my hands in a naughty place.
I don't like any of this.
Over my pants, of course.
Yes, not like down into your pants.
Yeah.
Or nude.
Or nude. That's great. I do love the name of the holiday. Does it? But here's the thing. I'm not implying that it has to be about my nuts. Can I grab some truck nuts today? Maybe.
Probably. I mean, grab some nuts.
Just
any
any.
nuts.
It talks about
Like
food.
even like those metal mechanical nuts.
Yeah, nuts.
Those
and
also
bolts.
work.
That's good. That's a good day. I love peanuts. Peanut butter. Love that shit. I've never really tried any other nut butters.
I thought you were about to say nuts. I was
Nuts.
gonna say.
Well, I've had like the assorted nuts, the planters. Like
You never tried another man's nuts.
I probably have. I'm not
Okay.
ashamed to admit it. It's 2020. I'll
That's
say
right.
that I've tried other men's nuts.
I haven't.
Um,
Sorry.
I do legume. Wait, is there a difference between a nut and a legume?
Probably.
Oh fuck.
I mean, I'm seeing peanuts right here.
Well, those are legumes.
It's called a peanut, though. I think it should be allowed.
Do you think we should petition to change it to pea legumes?
No, because that's horrible.
I gotta look this up real quick. Are nuts and
We're doing the same thing.
legumes the same? Some nuts, like hazelnuts, walnuts, and almonds, are true tree nuts, composed of a seed surrounded by dry fruit and encased in a hard shell. The ubiquitous peanut is actually a legume. Legumes are edible seeds.
Oh my god.
A peanut,
No.
a peanut and a lentil are both legumes.
How about that?
We gotta start calling them pea legumes.
I refuse because that's a bad name.
It is.
And
a bad
peanut
name.
is so perfect. It sounds
It is.
wonderful.
It's a little.
It's such a
peanut.
good word.
Start calling them goober peas like they did in the 1800s.
I'm good.
Are you sure you don't like the name goober peas better?
Goober peas is also good.
Goober
I'm not
peas
gonna
is
lie.
pretty funny.
But peanut.
Just imagine if it was like grab
Goober
some
pea
goober
butter?
peas. Goober
Not as
pea
good.
butter. That's pretty funny though.
That is funny, but I don't know if it's as good.
Anyway, this has been From Our Perspective. Thank you all for listening. Of course, if you have any friends who would like to listen, who you think would like to listen to the podcast, send them our way. Word of mouth is the best way to spread this around. Also, if you have any ideas for topics, let us know. And, we'll try to talk about them within reason. We're always looking to include the audience in any way we can. You could also find us on social media at FOP_pod on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook you can find us at From Our Perspective. And we're pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. Just look up From Our Perspective and you should be able to find us. If we're not on a specific website or hosting site, just let us know and we'll try our darndest to get there. And if that website or hosting site or app allows you to leave a review, leave us a review. Let us know how we're doing. Good, bad, or otherwise, we'd love to hear from you. Other than that, we post the podcast on Mondays, and we will see you next Monday. I've been Trace.
And I've been Sam.
Goodbye.
Toodaloo!